The first track
is the intro track to The New Dawn, and it is called
Overture, The Darkest Hour. And it sounds like this. I think we should just use me and Amy singing it.
Yeah, maybe. I can't do it fast enough. We can't do this for every song.
Yeah, it's true.
So we wrote The New Dawn like
4 or 5 years ago.
a really long time ago when Adam joined the band. And the whole thing really is a metaphor for how much we love Adam. You wouldn't...
But also tied nicely into the concept of the album for the first track.
Yeah, the whole concept of the album really came from, we always knew this was going to be the title song. So we kind of took this sweeping metaphor that we'd come up with and turned it into the starting set piece for the concept of the album. So, you know, it's about this kingdom and they've lost their ruler and they're looking for a champion to guide them through the skies. Much like we just lost our drummer and we were looking for a new drummer to guide us through the songs, and we found Adam.
The difference here is that in the New Dawn, in the concept, when they found their champion, he wasn't what the people expected him to be.
No.
But Adam was what we expected him to be. Adam was a good drummer.
It's a good egg.
It's a good egg.
It's a good egg.
But in the story, the champion was not a good egg. He was a bit rotten and smelly. A bit like Adam's heart.
It was the first song, it was the first thing we ever put an orchestral score to. So that was like a very new thing.
Come on in, Matt. Come and join the party.
Squeeze in here.
Oh, friends.
Oh, friends. Band friends.
Well, back when we first wrote this song, it had quite a lot of keyboards because I was still playing keyboards for the band at the time. But then when we came to sort of crafting the album around the song, we really wanted to go for a really epic, vast orchestral sound. So we took out a lot of those basic strings and replaced them with a whole orchestra.
Yeah, it really was the first song that we really tried to put an orchestra to. None of us had had any experience putting anything like that together, so it was very new and quite challenging at the time. We'd recently purchased a program called East West Symphonic Orchestra and also symphonic choirs, which was quite a lot of fun once we got the hang of it, because then we could take the choirs and actually program the lyrics into the songs.
This song has been with us for so long that, you know, the sort of technology that you can use has changed with it. So where we started off recording these little samples of it, now we can phoneticize a whole choir, and it sounds something like this.
So the next track on the album is a song called Betrayal. In the story, this is where the people sort of find out or realise that their new commander-in-chief or guy on the throne is not what he appeared to be.
So we really needed a male guest vocal for this song. We were looking for someone quite powerful and quite theatrical, and the obvious choice for us was a guy called Matt Gore from the Mighty Wraith, and we got him in for a couple of days in the studio, gave him the lyrics, and over a couple of rehearsals we tracked his vocals in an afternoon, and it worked out perfectly. Just alongside Gemma's vocals,
it really brought the song to life, didn't it?
Yeah, the two styles complemented each other quite well, so we were very happy with the result on that one.
So I hear you got an album coming. How did you think of your band name? What gives you inspiration for all your songs? What we do. So track 4 is Destined For The Flame. It's based around an idea that Matt started.
It's all my fault, that one was. So we were at a fair in Kings Norton one day, working for the music school that Gemma runs, and we were all talking about rescuing old pianos off Freeze Cycle, of all things, and eventually we came around to saying, yeah, we'll be rescuing old pianos that were destined for the flame, and then we decided that that was a really cool song title. For the next couple of days I just knocked out this song. It was a bit ridiculous, and it turns out everyone liked it, and that became one of the first real fast power metal style tracks on the album.
It's probably the closest thing to the previous album, so it creates quite a nice bridge between Trial by Fire and The New Dawn, and it sounds like this.
Destined for the flame, no one but yourself to blame. Honest truth that you deny, the fall that always follows pride. Clinging to the stars that they shine, no one can save you from the flame.
So Matt tried to palm this one off as an instrumental piece, and he was like, hey Jem, I've written this really cool instrumental for the album. And I just went, no you haven't, Matt, you've written this really cool song for the album. And me and Amy, I think we had a few drinks, I wrote some lyrics, wrote a melody, sent it back to the guys, and we were like, it's called The Great Insurrection.
Pretty much, yeah.
And that's the story of The Great Insurrection! The themes of the song, I think, are very thinly veiled. It's about revolution, rebellion. It's about the many rising up above the powerful few. Would you agree with me, Matt?
Yeah, I guess that's what it's called.
That's what it's called. And it's really a pivotal point in the concept of the album, which I think is why we chose it for the single and the video. And it's a brilliant song. It's got some amazing riffs.
Thanks.
And solos, and it is really powerful and really rousing, and that's really what we wanted to go for.
There's a few reprisals later on in the album, going back to Insurrection, which are quite nice.
Yeah, we've become quite big fans of the reprisal, haven't we?
Yeah, there's loads of reprises just littered over the album, particularly the last 3 songs, I think.
If you're watching this video, chances are you've already seen the music video for this or heard the single somewhere. If not, it sounds something like...
The people form to make a stand, uniting to purge evil from the land. An imposter with a grand delusion, but the reckoning isn't hand.
track 6 now.
Track 6, To Conquer or Die. I kind of quite like to consider this the Valhalla of the New Dawn. It's the battle song, the rousing, sing-along anthem.
It's very anthemic.
It is very anthemic.
It's very driving. It's quite basic structurally, and I think that's something that you can tag on to quite easily.
Yeah, it gets stuck in your head. We've all been humming it all day, haven't we?
Mm.
And it's got this big sing-along chorus, and again, it's this feeling of kind of unity and strength in numbers. And this is one of the ones I'm most looking forward to playing live, I think. I am. This was one of the last songs to get written. The vocals and the lyrics. The song had existed for quite a while, and we were getting quite close to the end of the recording deadline, and we had a title, we had an idea of what the song was going to be about, but we had no song. And if I remember, I think we were here late one night, and I got a pen and paper and a bunch of lyrics that Adam and Amy had wrote, and I butchered them. And abused them into eventually what this song became. So this is To Conquer or Die, and it sounds like this.
Stand by your side, brothers of the seventh sky. You have become a guiding light. Behold the sign, it's time to conquer or die. They speak of justice and cowardice.
This was another one of those orchestral tracks that happened in the space of a few days. I remember writing the main melodies for this on guitar one day, and this was not long after I got all of the orchestra and choir software, so I was very eager to throw something together. Just a huge orchestral piece that was going to really annoy the mix engineer for the album.
There are quite a lot of tracks.
Yeah,
in that one.
there's probably about 70 or something. This was the point in the concept where the battle was fought, and the resistance took a bit of a beating.
It's the midpoint, definitely, which is why we wanted to call it Meridian. So it's a turning point in the album.
Judgement Day was kind of written specifically to follow Meridian.
We had the themes in mind for the song for a long time. It was one of the first songs to be wholly complete, wasn't it, for the album? I think I'd sort of jotted out these kind of lyrical ideas and a rough melody, and we all got together to demo it. And then we just started like layering harmonies, and there's a huge harmony right at the very end of the song on the lyric on Judgement Day. And we just kept adding all these layers, and it became this like huge 90s pop eternal-esque harmony. And we didn't have a title for the song at the time, and then we just heard this like on Judgement Day, and we were like, shit, that's got to be the title for the song. So that's why it's called that. But the whole song is lyrically, it's kind of about the struggle of knowing that you can't win every fight, you can't always come out on top,
And knowing when to maybe pull back.
yeah,
Go in again.
all these kind of challenges in life that you come up against, and it's kind of don't give up. You know, you might not have got it this time, but you'll get it next time. So there's quite a lot of nice sentiment in this song. It's definitely one of my favourites to sing and perform in general. And the fact that it's so simple but so complex at the same time. There's a lot of kind of time signatures and key changes going on, but at the same time it's got this really nice, just smooth flowing vibe. And it's one of my favourites. So hope you enjoy it too.
Have we come too far, not knowing who we are?
The full working title for this one was One Bag of Bittersweets, Please, because Gemma asked for something of that description, so it was written.
The first vocal that you hear on that song is actually the demo take from when we started recording vocal demos, and it turned out to be quite an emotive vocal, so we decided to keep that one in the track that you hear on the album.
Yeah, so once this song was sort of down and demoed, and we were in the studio with a deadline of finishing the actual recordings, we were sort of piecing together our lyrical ideas, and we came up with the sort of rough concept for the beginning of the chorus and the start of the song, and we tracked a rough vocal demo, didn't we, for Jem?
Yeah.
And then ended up kicking ourselves in the faces there because we ended up singing lead vocals.
Yeah, we decided that it was a nice contrast to have Adam and Amy doing the lead vocals on that chorus.
It's one of the longest songs on the album, and it's one of these songs within a song. So you kind of get taken on a bit of a journey and then brought back to where you started.
Songception.
Songception. Progception.
Wait the door, I will be there. Stand alone. How we end up so far from home. Things that are set in stone. Half the head remains unknown.
Autumn
Autumn.
is a song that we wrote.
So Amy actually wrote the basis of this song about 10 years ago, and I remember hearing like a Guitar Pro 5,
Guitar Pro 4.
Guitar Pro 4 demo of it back when we first became friends, and I always loved it and always thought, that would make a really great Dakesis song one day. So we decided we wanted a ballad for the album, but not the kind of power ballad that everyone was expecting. What happened is Adam took this, it was pretty much a whole form song that Amy had given it this sort of structure, and he squirreled himself away in his little home studio. One day we just got this email, like a Facebook group message or something, hey guys, I've cut a vocal demo, and none of us had really heard you sing before.
No, it's not really something that I'm comfortable with, but I cut a demo. I wasn't expecting to end up on the final version, but I cut a vocal demo for the band, and everyone liked it. So
we took this demo that Adam wrote, and then we've got the kind of this roving harmony across the whole thing. So start to finish, it's a duet. It's very different to anything we've ever done before.
yeah, there's a lot of imagery in the lyrics, and it's not very direct lyrically.
You can kind of make your own kind of decision about what it all means, what the song is about, but it has this kind of really great overlying theme of hope and
and it ties in with the story that things are not going so well, that you cling to that hope.
and things always get better. So
And the sun will always shine.
whichever path you take shows you the way.
Which is a lie, because it will die one day.
But there's still time.
But there's still time.
Yeah, it will be long gone by then. Which is a nice thought, I think. It's autumn.
There's all time.
There's still time, the shadows falling, but the sun will always shine. It's not the end, whichever path you take shows you the way.
me take you on a journey.
through time and space, through space and time signatures.
So this is a song called The Seventh Sky, and it's a prog epic, which is something that I've wanted to sort of achieve for a while. Yeah, so it was written section by section. Literally just started writing and then never stopped.
I had to come in around about the 16-minute mark. Came around because this was back in the days where we were all still sending guitar profiles around, and I came over to his house to actually help him finish writing it. So we managed to write the last 2 minutes.
Like, yeah, you came over like, this needs to stop now.
It's not going to fit on a CD. We need to. Yeah.
It was. I was aiming for something like 25 or 30 minutes.
And that wasn't that how it started. Gemma asked you to write the Odyssey.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm a big fan of all the prog epics and long songs. So, I wanted to try and achieve something like that. There were more parts to that song that got cut out. Call to Freedom.
The penultimate track
Yeah.
in the story.
That one, track how many? 12.
Oh.
12 or 13. It's ridiculous, isn't it? It started out as kind of just an acoustic guitar, bit of faff, folky kind of feel good, 6/8 feel.
What was the working title of this one?
It started out as the Glorious Post-Battle Mega Party, that was the first title of this song.
Which is actually quite fitting given this particular song's story in the concept. It's a bit of a celebration of winning the battle.
All the battles have happened and good has triumphed over evil. So it's a bit of a celebratory kind of feel-good jig. But it's got some kind of a little bit of a darker sentiment in there as well.
The lyrics are quite they're quite deep, aren't they? And
I thought you were going to say naff.
they're quite philosophical, really.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's kind of about how you can't really change the past, but you can make steps towards a better future. You are your own entity, and you can do good if you put your mind to it, and sort of thing. It's a jolly good song, though.
It is very jolly. It's got tambourine and accordion as well.
No bagpipes, though.
No, certainly not.
This is our call to freedom. This is our call to survive. We rise from the soul prison, welcoming the dawn of
Yeah, this is another long one, and originally it was a song in 3 parts, but it kind of evolved a lot very late in the recording process. We had this full demo that was 3 parts long, and I think it was a few days before the recording deadline that we made like huge changes to it. And and snipped it down a little bit to kind of keep the flow going a bit more.
Yeah, this was one of those songs that took a very long time to write. I mean, Adam came up with the opening few minutes probably about 3 years ago.
Yeah, quite some time ago.
We spent a lot of time writing part one of this, and it has taken a very long time for us to write parts 2 and part 3.
The album ends on a real kind of an uplifting but pensive note.
I think not only is it metaphorically in the story about not making the same mistakes you've done in the past, it's kind of a bit of a story behind everything that's gone on with Dakesis over the past few years.
There's definitely some references in the lyrics to quite personal, I'd say some quite personal things in this. A few in particular are really about our own defiance in the face of adversity, and we'll leave it to you to pick those out, really. But if you ever come and see us perform this song live, you'll see by the huge grins on our faces, you know, which bits are about our own triumphs. This has got probably the biggest guitar section, the biggest guitar solo, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. It's it all ends on quite a high note. It was always something I really wanted to do as well. Just close off an album with just a huge epic guitar solo.
There aren't many solos on the album, so we've kind of saved the best till last, haven't we?
Yeah, so I think the vast majority of the solos actually appear in probably the final 2 songs actually, in Seven Sky and this one.
Well, in Trial by Fire there was at least 1 guitar solo and sometimes like 3 or 4 guitar solos in each song.
It's like guitar solo, keyboard solo,
Right.
guitar solo, and other sections as well.
And yeah, structurally we wanted to stay away from that, and we feel the guitar solos, when they do appear, they really mean something. It's not a necessity of writing a good metal song. You know, you've got intro, verse, chorus, bridge, solo, key change, chorus, end. You know, we really wanted the guitar solos to mean something. All of the instrumentation means something.
It was all written very carefully, I would say. We didn't want anything to be there for the sake of it.
And it all sort of flows nicely with the concept in general. It's sort of, you know, each song means something, and it wasn't written by numbers. It wasn't written in a sort of structural, we've got to have this, we've got to have a pre-chorus here. Everything just sort of flowed as the story flowed.
And I think that's where you'll see a lot more of the progressive influence when you hear the whole album and you hear these longer tracks in full. It's never about structure or writing a good pop song or a good pop metal song.
It's all about the composition.
And it's all about telling the story. So the New Dawn, in a lot of ways, is our own story. You know, we've got this sort of dramatic, theatrical concept for it, but at the heart of it, you know, it's our songs and it's our story. So we're going to leave you with the last one, Gent Opera by the Flaming Voice.